Happy Mario Day, everyone. It is March 10th, 2026, Mario Day, officially. And we have a lot to talk about, my friends. A lot to talk about. All right. Happy Mario Day, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great Mario Day. As you can see, I am wearing the gear. I am wearing my jacket. I never take out, I rarely take out this jacket. I wore it for Super Nintendo World once, and maybe like 2 more times. But, you know, I like to keep it intact, making sure it's good because, yeah, I got it from the Nintendo store. And so today is one of those days I have to gear up. You know, it's Mario Day, making sure that I represent because we got some news. We're going to go ahead and cover everything related to Mario Day today. And, of course, we're going to be talking about very important topics inside the world of Nintendo. And, you know, I mean, if you've been watching direct news for the past couple of days, couple of weeks, maybe a month since we started, we've been talking about what Nintendo's plans are for 2026, and I have to be, you know, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not really bad news because I haven't really given you bad news. I've just been giving you realistic news and, you know, analytical news and telling you what's going to happen and what's not going to happen on certain days. And so I hope that you guys take my information and see it as a way of me watching over you, of me watching over you, making sure that you guys are not let down. And that's what I've been trying to do for the past couple of weeks. And so maybe our trust factor has gone up a little more, seeing how things are actually rolling out as we spoke. And I think it's important to keep your feet on the ground and make sure that your expectations are set in the correct level, right? I will be the first to hype on Nintendo Direct and be excited and happy about an upcoming Nintendo Direct, you know? But I'll also be the first to tell you the truth on how I see things going and things moving forward. And so we are now celebrating Mario Day, and there is so much to look forward to. And I will, of course, answer questions from you guys in the chat. All right, so you guys are doing great. Let me go ahead and get everything rolling. For those of you watching live here, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys more than you know. If you watched till the end, I will give a shout out to everyone on chat. Let me go ahead and get into the news because today we're going to be covering a couple of things inside the world of Nintendo. The first thing we're going to be covering is Nintendo announcing the release date. Okay, the release date for Yoshi and the Mysterious World book. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. The release date for this has been dropped. And again, it's the same release time that I told you guys we were going to see Yoshi and the Mysterious Book when I gave you the breakdown on release schedule, right? So with that, let's go ahead and look at this trailer really quickly here.
One day, on the island where Yoshi and his friends live, a talking book named Mr. E suddenly fell from the sky. Inside the book are lots of rather interesting creatures. Let's take a look at this one, which doesn't have a name yet. We found it already. Let's try eating it. Oh my, that's kind of bitter. Any new discoveries you make are shown on screen. This creature spits foamy bubbles from its mouth. Look, we can enter the bubble. Ah, it pops after a while. We can also carry the creature on our back. Walk like this and whoa, so many bubbles. Oh, we can even jump from bubble to bubble to reach this ledge. Is that an apple tree? Yum! It changed color. And the bubbles are even bigger. Wonder what happens with other foods. This time, it turned pink. And the bubbles are shaped like hearts. By researching creatures and making discoveries, you'll be able to do more and find even more things. As for this one, there are still more discoveries to be made, so you can try finding them all.
Luama.
Once you've wrapped up your research, why not give the creature a name? You can name it, or you can ask Mr. E for an idea.
Lo. Tommy. Cardia.
Its name is Glubbit. Discovered traits will also be logged. You'll accumulate stars as discoveries get recorded. And depending on how many stars you have, you can flip open new pages and meet even more creatures. Plenty of mysterious creatures are still waiting to be found. Try filling up the book with your own discoveries. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Available May 21st, only on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
All right, so there you have it. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is going to be available on May 21st. That's less than 1 month away from the other game, Super Mario Wonder Switch 2 Edition, Bella Park, Pella. I don't know. Available May 21st. And so if we go back to what we were talking about earlier with Nintendo's release schedule, they positioned the Yoshi game to be the Yoshi game and the Mario game to sandwich the movie. All right, so we're gonna have a Mario sandwich with the first layer being the Mario Bella Park one, the Mario Wonder Bella Park. As the first layer, the Mario movie will be the meat and potatoes or whatever inside the sandwich. I don't know if you have potatoes in the sandwich. And then the Yoshi game will be the finale, the part that kind of completes the sandwich. Why Yoshi? Because Yoshi is a major part of the Mario movie. I mean, and this is something I've been telling you guys for a while. Nintendo has already told us what they're doing, what they plan on doing, right? And today, Mario Day, we get the release date for Yoshi. Yoshi being the main part, one of the main parts of the Mario movie. All right, and so that today was also followed by another trailer, and this is basically a follow-up trailer to the Super Mario Brothers Wonder, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, meetup at Bella Park. And so this is an overview trailer because this game is coming up soon. It's coming up in 16 days. 16 days on the 26th of this month, right? Right before the Mario movie launches, this is going to be available. So on the 26th, we'll have the Mario movie. I'm sorry, the Mario Super Mario Brothers Wonder Switch 2 Edition 26. Then the following week or that following weekend, we get the release of the Super Mario Brothers movie. Then a couple of weeks later, a month later, I would say a month later, we'll get the Yoshi game available, which is in May. And this is all gearing towards direct after the Mario movie comes out. So after the Mario movie comes out, I could say maybe either before Yoshi's out or after Yoshi's out. If it's after Yoshi's out, of course, we're talking about June. If it's before Yoshi's out, then we could be talking about late April or early May, you know? But everything points to a Nintendo Direct happening in June. In June. Let's see here. And so we have a lot of things happening with Mario. We have a sale happening on the eShop. If you have not taken advantage of that yet, there's a couple of games that are on sale. I just purchased Mario and Luigi Brothership on Amazon for $29. I got the digital version, but also the physical version is also $29. The sale ends on the 15th of this month. So make sure to, if you've been wanting to pick up any of the Mario games, Yoshi games, Mario and Luigi, Mario versus Donkey Kong, all those games are on sale until the 20 the 15th. The 15th. So that's what's happening with Mario, right? We are getting ready to see the movie. Let me go ahead and get something else here. Something else that was revealed today, and this leads to another. Let's see here. All right, everybody's jumping on this. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's see. Isn't guaranteed since we ended. Let's see here. Let's see. A lot of people keep forgetting that Nintendo has a lot of June directs. You know, Nintendo does have a lot of June directs, and I went ahead and researched all of the Nintendo prior June directs, and I'll go ahead and share with you guys right now. Let's go ahead and get those dates here. Let me go ahead and copy this here. I need to go ahead and just keep this here, and all right. Let's go ahead and go over all of the Nintendo June directs. I made a post here on X that shows all of the Nintendo Switch 2, not Nintendo Switch 2, all the Nintendo June directs. Let's see here. All right. Okay. So June. See. June. All right, June 15. Direct. 12. And June 13. Okay. So let me go ahead and just kind of make a note of this quick here. Instead of sharing it, I'll just share a screenshot, which is a little better, a little bigger. I can share an image, which is a little bigger than sharing the screen. Kind of gives you a better idea. All right, so here we have every Nintendo Direct from I'd say a long time ago, 2016, if I'm not mistaken. all the way to, although that June direct, the 2024 Donkey Kong Bonanza is 2025, not 2024. So it's a little bit of a little discombobulated, but let me go ahead and Nintendo has had a direct. This 2025 goes for June 18. So it's a little bit scrambled. Let me go ahead and fix that quick. A little bit scrambled. That. That. Okay. All right. That. That. Okay. All right, we got that one. Let's go ahead and do this one. Okay, we got that one. We bring this one down. Bring that one up. And we bring this one down. And bring this one up. Okay. All right. Done. It's all fixed now. Let me go ahead and share that now. The one I just updated here. That image for some reason is a little bit mixed up, showing the wrong dates. But let me go ahead and share a different one here. This from Studio. Show the new image. Let's see here. Okay, there you go. Now this is a lot better. Okay, so here we have all the Nintendo Directs. Okay, in the past, since 2017. Okay, so 2017 we did have a June Direct. June 13, Nintendo Spotlight. We have a 2018 June 12 Nintendo Direct E3. June 2019 June 11 another E3. 2021 the June 15 we had a Nintendo Direct. No 2020 Nintendo Direct. That was, we didn't have any in June. 2022 June 28 Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase. We also have in 2023 and on June 21st we had a Nintendo Direct. June 24 another June 18 full Direct. And June 25 we had the June 5th Nintendo Direct with the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal presentation. Plus, we had another Nintendo Direct dedicated to Donkey Kong Bonanza on June 18th. So there was a Direct. There has been a Direct in June for the past, 9 years? And so anybody who tells you Nintendo has been skipping Directs, you guys can snapshot this, take a screenshot of this and show it to them. If somebody tells you, hey, Nintendo has been skipping, they don't do Nintendo Directs in June, or they skip Nintendo Directs in June, take a snapshot of this, screenshot it, and go ahead and share it with them. And let them know, Nintendo has been doing Directs every single year, but the year 2020, since 2017. Okay? And so about a month ago, I would say a month ago, I shared on X. Let me have to stop sharing here. And let me remove this so I can share my screen from X. All right, let's see here. Let me post that. All right. About a couple of weeks ago, I made a post on X, and what I talked about, and I think that I also mentioned it. I also mentioned it in the direct news closer to when I posted this, this analysis. And what I said was that Nintendo seems to be following a similar schedule to that of 2024, where we got a Nintendo Direct partner showcase instead of a Nintendo Direct in February. February is long and gone. We did get the partner showcase in February. And so then, all right, let's see here. This is exactly what I shared. Stage. What am I? What am I? Stage. Okay. That's my doggy. That's my doggy. Doggy. So this is exactly what I shared back then. This is the post. Okay. So I made this post. When did I make? February 27th. February 27th. Okay. So I said I'm not a leaker because I'm not a leaker. I don't leak information. But I can already tell you, Nintendo is following a similar schedule to 2024, as seen in the image below. And then I said, so coming up next, Indie World Showcase. And as a matter of fact, what happened? And I said, followed by a direct in June. Right. And what I said here is that I'm having trouble seeing Nintendo announce a 3D Mario with a very short release window. So what happened after I posted this? I posted this on the 27th, February 27th. Okay. The very next week, on March 2nd, Nintendo joined us for a March 3rd partner Indie World Showcase, exactly as I predicted. It's not that I'm a leaker, it's that I'm following trends, right? You follow trends, you kind of know what Nintendo is going to do. And although many content creators, I feel like to take it upon themselves to predict what Nintendo is going to do without even looking at the past or studying them, then it really doesn't pan out, right? And then they create unrealistic expectations when, I mean, we know, after doing this for so long, we've seen Nintendo do certain things for so long that we should already have an idea on what to expect. Again, join us March 3rd at 6 a.m. Pacific time for Indie World. It happened, right? And so let's continue here. If you go on my X account and you follow my X account, again, Nintendo is setting the expectation for Mario Day where there will be no Nintendo Direct. We're counting down the weeks to Mario movie. This is Nintendo's major focus. Okay, and this is before I wrote this on March 4th. March 4th. Okay, March 4th. Nintendo is setting the expectation for Mario Day. Okay, where there will be no Nintendo Direct. Okay, no Nintendo Direct on Mario Day. There will be no Nintendo Direct. Right, we're counting down the weeks to the Mario movie. This is Nintendo's major focus. And when we saw the Mario movie presentation, we clearly heard Shigeru Miyamoto say the Mario movie is the centerpiece, is the centerpiece, is the main event for the Mario 40th anniversary. Okay? Nintendo will not shadow drop an announcement of a brand new 3D Mario. Okay? It's not going to happen. And this is March 4th. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Let's focus on what we have right now and wait for June, which will be huge with Zelda's 40th and a possible next 3D Mario announcement for 2027. I was crucified, guys, in the comments. Some people crucified me because they didn't like what I said. And so again, we had an incredible Indie World Showcase after that. Okay, that did happen. Nintendo showed up with an amazing Indie World Showcase. I highly enjoyed it. I already picked up a couple of those games. Let's see. We did the Nintendo news. Okay, let's see. I shared a little bit of information about Kena Bridge of Spirits, which is the game that was announced in part partner showcase. I also shared some information about Nintendo's sale. By the way, you can save games on the Mario Brothership. If you're looking for a sale right now, you can pick up Mario and Luigi Brothership. You can pick up Paper Mario: 1,000 Year Door, and you can pick up Mario versus Donkey Kong for only $29, which is crazy. And you can also pick up 3D Mario plus Bowser's Fury, Super Mario Odyssey, Luigi's Mansion 3, and the Jamboree, Mario Party Jamboree for $39. Okay. And the very first Nintendo Switch 2 discount for Jamboree TV at $59. Okay. So that is part of what Nintendo is doing. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. I shared some information about what GameCube games are still yet to be announced. We're still waiting on Mario Sunshine and Pokemon Coliseum. We got more direct news, a lot of direct news. I shared some information on the breakdown. Shout out to one of my followers here who did a breakdown of every Mario game. Okay, every single Mario game. There's SMB 2025. Shout out to you if you're watching. They did a breakdown of every Mario game and the time that it took between releases. Okay, from reveal to release. So the time that it took from the initial reveal to the release of the game, this is the breakdown for that. Let's go ahead and go over it really quickly. So, for example, when Nintendo announced first reveal Super Mario 64, it took 215 days from reveal to release. With Mario Sunshine, it took almost a year with 328 days. With Super Mario 64 DS, this was a port. So ports normally take less time. Super Mario 64 DS, 194 days. We got Mario Galaxy 1 from reveal to release date. It took a year and a half, almost 2 years. All right, from reveal to release. From Mario Galaxy 2, it also took a year. All right, a year from reveal to release. Mario 3D Land, 246 days. That's about 8 months. 3D World, again, closer to a year, 8 to 9 months. Mario Odyssey took a year and a couple of days. From reveal to release, a year. And reveal is counting a teaser. So if you see a teaser of a game, a trailer of a teaser, then that's actually considered the first time they actually announced the game or reveal it. Bowser's Fury, because it was part of a port for 3D World and an extension that was 162 days. Although Bowser's Fury was a mini game added to a mini game, I don't consider it a mini game. It's a pretty big game. 162 days. So the average for Nintendo since the first ever 3D game, Mario 64, to now has been 302 days. That's the average. And so to say that Nintendo might shadow drop a 3D Mario is just bonkers. Okay. Or even announce it in June to release in November. That will be too short of a window. But again, this is Nintendo. It's a new Nintendo, new. We have a new president. We have a new CEO. Things can happen differently, But so far, that's what we know. And these are numbers talking. These are and that's what I've been basing all these predictions on. The pattern, Nintendo's pattern. So far, as you guys know, we have gotten nothing incorrect. Everything we've gotten correctly. Everything from predicting the next showcase to no direct on Mario Day to what Nintendo's focus is on. I mean, everything we've been on the mark. You guys know that, and I think that's more important than hype, right? Like factual information. And I know we're all excited for the next Mario. I am excited for the next Mario. I want to play the next Mario. I want to get to the next Nintendo Direct. It's you know see what Nintendo has in store, but in order to realistically tell you what's going to happen, you have to look at the look at the data. Not he said, she said, whatever. It doesn't matter what anybody said. We have to. I mean, if I guess unless it's Nate the Hate, because if you notice, Nate the Hate has been completely quiet throughout the entire thing, completely quiet. And I personally like people with inside information like this, right? They don't speak unless they are sure. If Nate the Hate has 5 people telling him there's a direct here, and then 3 people on the other side, no, there's not direct here, Nate the Hate does not talk. Nate the Hate does not talk. If he has different sources telling different things, nope, he doesn't. He Nate the Hate does not say a word. And to say that you have different sources here telling you something, and different sources here telling you something, who knows which one is correct? One is incorrect, the other one's incorrect. It's better to follow the data, and Nate the Hate. That's the only person I can recommend you guys kind of follow, right? Anybody else, I'm not gonna tell you no, don't follow this person or don't follow this person. What I'm gonna tell you is that don't take it to heart. Take it with a grain of salt, right? Take it with a grain of salt. Meaning, yeah, it's a rumor out there. We'll see. Don't put all of your chips in there. Just be more mindful. Be more mindful of who you believe and who you don't, right? And so I think that we should just be mindful of who we hear and who we follow sometimes, So if you know that you're following somebody who's giving you information that is making you excited, but then on that day you end up being heartbroken, then maybe it's for your own benefit, for your own mental health, for your own sanity, and for you to guard your own feelings to not follow those people. And this is just you watching over you. And that's just advice. I'm not telling you follow me, don't follow anybody. I'm saying I'm not going to point fingers. I'm not going to tell you not to follow anybody. I'm personally not going to attack anybody. All I'm going to tell you is just be careful. Take information with a grain of salt, and just let things pass, and then you make your own judgment. And if the prediction or if the rumor turns out to be incorrect, don't attack the person. Don't go over on their social media and accuse them of anything. The best thing you can do, the best and most grown-up thing you can do, is walk away. That's what you can do. Walk away. That's all you got to do. Walk away. Don't sink to any level. Don't do anything. Just walk away, right? And then join the community. Join the community where you're never gonna be let down. Okay. First thing, all content creators, we're not perfect. We're not. Okay. But I at least on my part, I cannot speak for anybody else. I'm gonna say this since. And I can say this with all honesty, since the Nintendo Switch Pro, okay? Since the Nintendo Switch Pro, you guys remember all that. Bloomberg covered it, highly credible source. Since the Nintendo Switch Pro, I've taken it upon myself to watch myself as a content creator, as a journalist. And make sure that I am watching and I'm guarding you guys. I'm never gonna tell you anything to mislead you. If I talk about a rumor, guys, I will tell you, hey, this is the rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. And I will give you my Odyssey credibility score. Okay. I'm working on how to set that up, but I will issue you guys my Odyssey credibility score based on how I believe and based on analysis. How true do I think this is? And again, you guys can see the track record already. I've been doing an analysis this entire year. It's already March, and everything that we have mentioned already has come to pass to the T. Even Nintendo's wording, Mario is the center of this for the anniversary. The movie is the center, like the main event. Even Nintendo's wording is matching our own, what we talked about on this show. Okay, and that all has to do with analysis, with everything, just studying what Nintendo, the patterns, the behaviors, how they speak, what they announce, and not only that, but also looking at their releases and what they've announced that needs to be, looking at Nintendo's schedule, because they do have a schedule of games they have announced, games without a release date. They still have we still have Tomodachi Life coming out next month, April. And then after that, after Tomodachi Life, there is Yoshi and the Mysterious Book in May. And that's it. We have no other release dates until that point. But there are games out there that Nintendo has announced that have yet to release or be given a release date. And those games are Rhythm Haven Groom for the Nintendo Switch, Splatoon Raiders, TBD. It doesn't even have a release date. So don't be surprised if Splatoon Raiders either gets a short release window, announcement to release window, or it's going to be a January or February game for next year. So don't be surprised on that one. And then the other game that we still have pending is Fire Emblem Fortune's Wheat, which is considered a big main game for Nintendo, a big title. All right. The big question is, and we're gonna go over that right now. The big question is what Nintendo is planning for the holiday season, because that's everybody's big question. Okay, so now Nintendo, there's no big Mario so far because of the announced in this season. I never thought it was. There's a Mario movie that Nintendo is pushing like crazy because that's the main right now, the bread and butter of Nintendo. They need to make that they need to make sure that the Mario movie is successful. And they always have, like they did in the first Mario movie, they always had smaller titles, smaller games around the movie. Like Mario Wonder was the movie that was around the first Mario movie, right? And now we have Mario Wonder again, but with an expansion pack, and we also have Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. So they always have some titles that they plan to release around the movie so that they can boost some sales. Of course, every other Mario game goes up in price. Not goes in price, but they also sells a lot around the movie, which is good for Nintendo. But the question is, what now? What now? What's going to happen now? And what could be the big next holiday game? You know, I have a couple of not predictions, more like speculation, right? Speculative. I believe that 2027 is going to be a massive year. 2027 is going to be a massive year for Nintendo. Already the Gen 10 of Pokemon, Pokemon Wins and Pokemon Waves is already scheduled for 2027. That is a massive title. And look at how early they announced that game. Look at how early they announced it. They announced it in February, right? And it's going to come out in 2027. Maybe February, maybe March, maybe January. Who knows? We'll get more information in future directs, right? Future announcements. But we already have the next big mainline title, which is Pokemon Wins, Pokemon Waves. The first true Gen 10 game and the first true Nintendo Switch 2 title for Pokemon, because Pokemon Legends Arizona, that one was a Nintendo Switch 2, kind of like a dual release. Of course, it was made with Switch in mind, and the Switch 2 edition was made out of it, but that wasn't a Nintendo Switch 2 game exclusive. The Pokemon Wind and Wave is a true, first thing, is a next gen, and also a true Switch 2 game. And for 2027, when I saw Pokemon, one of the biggest titles coming in 2027, Pokemon is a big system seller, especially Gen 10, when people have been waiting for that for so long. And we're getting that game in 2027, not in the holiday. So Nintendo's like, okay, that tells me, okay, so Nintendo didn't put this game in the holiday season. They could have easily done it because it was announced in February, so it could have easily been a holiday game and November, and could have had enough time for the promotional period. So if they left that for 2027, that tells me that Nintendo Switch 2 games are taking a little more to bake. They're taking a little more time in the oven for Switch 2 titles, not Switch 1. Every game that you've seen so far was started on Nintendo Switch, and then they passed it on to Nintendo Switch 2. Donkey Kong, developers mentioned that game started, and it was intended to be a Nintendo Switch game. And because they had their plans were bigger, they expanded. You know what? Let's just leave this game for the next generation, and that's how we got Donkey Kong Bonanza. Donkey Kong Bonanza wasn't created initially for Nintendo Switch 2, and yes, because it was created by the Mario team, the creators of Mario Odyssey. You could see a lot of similarities in the art style and the shading and the graphics, right? So they took advantage of Switch 2 to expand the world, to make it bigger, get the higher frame rates, the 4K resolution on dock, and so on. But that game initially was intended to be a Nintendo Switch game, right? I think that the next game, Pokemon, this Pokemon game right here, the Pokemon game we just got, which, by the way, if you have not played it yet, if you have not played Pokemon, Pokopia, if you have not played Pokemon Pokopia, stay away. Stay away. Stay away from Pokemon Pokopia, because not because it's bad. Not because it's bad. It's because it's too much. It's too much. Let me tell you, it's way too much. Look, Blue Moon is 100% on it. It's too much. Okay? Like, I have not turned on Pokopia today, because if I had turned on Pokopia today, I don't think I would have made it to the show today. To today's show. And that's how we got Power Matt saying save me from Pokopia. I'm telling you. Another thing I want to mention about Pokopia is that, those of you stating, oh, this is a hot take, but I like Pokopia better than Animal Crossing. I'm like, no, duh. First thing, Pokopia is a Nintendo Switch 2 title that was heavily inspired by Animal Crossing, Dragon Quest, and a whole bunch of Pokopia is like a mega cozy Minecraft. There's just so much that was inspired, that Pokopia took inspiration from. And they created this crazy, massive, amazing game, right? So I don't think it's fair to compare with Animal Crossing. All I gotta say is, if this is Pokopia, I can't even imagine what the next Animal Crossing is gonna be like. The true Switch 2 Animal Crossing game, right? If this is Pocopia, this is insane. I mean, this could very well be Nintendo's Animal Crossing game. Like it could sell as much and become it. I'm sure it's gonna pass Donkey Kong Bonanza. I think it's gonna pass every game that's been released on I think it's gonna pass every single game that's been releasing on Nintendo Switch so far on 2, right? So let me go ahead and pull up some information here really quickly. What is this? Yeah, let me go ahead and pull up some information here. So we're talking about what Nintendo's plans are for 2020, the winter, the holiday season. What Nintendo could do. That's the current topic. What could the current holiday season look like for Nintendo Switch 2? Which is we need to know. And I'm not gonna tell you as in a leaking kind of way, or I'm looking at the analytics. I'm looking at the past Nintendo's patterns. Just even for my predictions, I tell you, I'm looking at Nintendo's patterns. And if we don't have a big mainline game coming out this holiday season, we will still have a good game, a game that will say, okay, that's actually a great game. It's not a big title like Mario or Zelda, but it qualifies. It works well, and that's how Nintendo works. When we don't have a huge title, I think that we will have a good title. And what could be a good title for Nintendo? Well, I've already mentioned a couple of them. One of them is a no-brainer to have on day one of the Nintendo Switch 2. If you look at Nintendo's feature, the Switch 2's features, what is the feature that stands out the most? The mouse feature. What is a game that would benefit highly by the mouse and even the microphone? Who knows, right? A game that would benefit from the mouse feature of the Nintendo Switch 2. Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker 3. Super Mario Maker 3 is a great game to be announced this June, and it is a game that can be released in a shorter window from June to November. And not only that, the game also gives you enough time to enjoy Mario without the 3D Mario coming in, and we can wait till 3D Mario for next year, right? Now, why a good Mario Maker makes sense? Mario Maker makes sense because of the replayability of the game. When they added that online where you can play an endless Mario, it has its story mode. It has its own story mode. That's the first, number one. Second, it has online play. You can play other people's levels. You can play, and you can create your own levels. So there's that there's whole channels, YouTube channels that were born on Mario Maker, just playing levels, right? You can share levels. And then third, everything that has come out of Mario since Mario Maker 2 could be added on to the new Mario Maker. Imagine Mario Wonder being part of Mario Maker 3, the Wonder Flower being part of Mario Maker 3, right? Imagine being 3D, like adding Super Mario Maker 3D. So not only can you make the 2D side-scrolling titles, but you can also make 3D. They give you because we have Switch 2 now. You have to think about that. They give you a 3D world maker. So instead of making games side to side, they give you a terrain. Let's say a terrain like Minecraft, right? And you can add things to it. You can put the flagpole in one corner somewhere on top of a mountain, right? You can create a boss level, but in a 3D realm, you can recreate the Nintendo 64 Bowser's level with the little bombs you have to catch and everything. There's so much they can do with Mario Maker and the new Nintendo Switch 2's features, and that makes sense having that game early in the Nintendo Switch 2's life, because that game could be a really big seller, and the creativity is enhanced with that game. A lot of people out there who live to make these crazy levels. I mean, you guys, if you watch a Mario Maker channel, you could see these levels, these amazing levels that these people have been able to make. Right, so creative. Imagine with a even better Mario Maker with more tools. Not just the addition of the 3D and the wonder, but additional tools that can be made possible because of the better power on the Nintendo Switch 2. So Mario Maker could be a good holiday game and one that makes sense. And I say this because I'm looking back at the year where Nintendo did release Echoes of Wisdom. They announced it in June. They released it, I think, in September, August. It was very, very close, very, very close. And games like that, games like top-down Zelda, could also be made available from June to the holiday season, right? What if we get a remake of the Oracle games? Those titles could be literally ready to go right now. Oracle Seasons, Oracle Ages for Zelda, or even a remake of Link to the Past, top down, of Link's Awakening. Those games could be made, could be like ready to go for the holiday season, right? September 26th. Thank you, Mini. So September 26th, from June, August, September. That was a very short release window. They announced Echoes of Wisdom in June and they released it on September. So those games work well with a shorter release window than a big giant mainline Mario. Another game is Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion is another game that works well with the shorter release window, and the game could be for October, right? And so I think that those are the biggest titles I can think about that would make the holiday season a good one. A mainline Mario, a Luigi's Mansion. Why those two? Because of, again, the Mario movie. It's a Mario year. The Mario movie is out. This is the Mario movie year, and so anything they could do to enhance that level of excitement and hype for the fans after watching the Mario movie this holiday season, they'll take advantage of a Mario also, right? Not to mention, let's go now to Zelda. The Legend of Zelda celebrates 40 years of anniversary. And Nintendo normally does celebrate their 40th anniversary in the month of June. And so we could see something related to the Legend of Zelda. Like I told you, the Oracle Season, Oracle of Ages, something related to Zelda with a short release window. We can even get a teaser for the next Zelda game because Nintendo likes to give those teasers years in advance. And trust me, a teaser trailer for the next mainline Zelda can drop in June and not be released until 2028. Because how many years did we wait for Tears of the Kingdom, right? We waited a lot of years. And so I really can't give you any other releases just because there are current games who need dates. Like I said, Tomodachi, no, not Tomodachi Life, sorry. Splatoon Raiders could end up being just as big as Pocopia. We know. Splatoon Raiders. Rhythm Haven Groove. And the other one is forgetting right now. What's the other one? Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem, one of the biggest one. Actually, the biggest game already announced without a release date is Fire Emblem, and so Fire Emblem could be that next game, maybe considered for the holiday season as well. So that's what we have, friends. That's what we have. That's what we have now. Um, again, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged that there wasn't a direct this month. All right. If you focus on what we have now, I mean, if you have not played Pokemon Pocopia and you want a game to distract you until the next direct, I guess that's a game to go to. That is a game that you need to go to. Pocopia is just a massive, crazy title that I might just go play after direct news is done today. Pokemon Pocopia, and I recommend it for everyone. For everyone. Again, we are getting a Nintendo Direct. It might come later on in the year. Um, it's surely coming because we still have some games that Nintendo needs to announce. One of them, fun fact, Fire Emblem. A mainline Fire Emblem has never, ever, ever been outside of the Nintendo Direct. And so, since Nintendo Directs have existed, a mainline Fire Emblem. I'm not talking about Fire Emblem Warriors or I'm talking about mainline Fire Emblems have not been outside of Nintendo Direct either for announcement or release date, and that game has not yet given a release date. So that is just a little bit of a fun fact that Nintendo has not. They do have a release. They do have a direct planned in order to give Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave a release date. And mark my words, they're also gonna provide. They're also going to announce like a package. They go to those VIP packages that you give like artwork, a collection edition of Fire Emblem with a whole bunch of little goodies attached to it, and they like to show those off at Nintendo Directs. All right, so with that out of the way, it's Mario Day. Let's go ahead and take some questions from the chat. I'm going to go ahead and take a couple of questions, guys. If you want me to answer your question, you could either at Mike Odyssey or I mean, it could be a question or it could be a comment, a statement, your opinion. I will read all of it. Just make sure that you put at Mike Odyssey at the beginning so that I can then highlight it. Know that it's meant to be highlighted starting right now. Let's see here. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight a couple of questions here. Chris, I got your question. All right, let's see here. Just make sure to at Mike Odyssey if you want me to highlight your question. And starting from where Chris Lee is going down. Okay. All right. Thank you, Power Man. I got your question. Now, it could be a question, it could be a comment, it could be a statement. Just make sure that you at Mike Odyssey. That way I know it's a comment, statement, or a question, and I can go ahead and highlight it and we can talk about it. Okay. It could be related to Mario Day, it could be related to Nintendo news, it could be related to the channel, it could be related to any questions you might have for me or comments you want to share. You can do that. Okay. So far, we got 3 questions. I'm gonna close it at 5 questions. So let's go ahead and get those questions in. All right, let me go ahead and let's go in here. I think I have one room for one more question. Room for one more question. All right. I think we should be good. All right, we're good. Let's go ahead and start idling here. If I miss your question, just go ahead and ask it. I'll keep an eye out and to highlight it. But let's go ahead and get started with the questions we already have. Let me go ahead and all right. Chris Lee says, Mike, when are we getting the book? When you're going to read it to the chat? What book? We're getting a book. You mean like my book or? Hold up. Dream, thank you so much, Dream, for the 5 gifted. Dream a little more with 5 gifted memberships. I really need to get I really need to get more sound effects. Let me see. There we go. Thank you, Dream. I appreciate you more than you know. We got Crosby, we got Horror Gamer, Brando, Christy, and Creator joining us as new members. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support and thank you for claiming those membership. Thank you, Dream, for your support. As always, you are amazing. Please make sure to check out those emojis, all the content that is available for members, and yeah, enjoy your new membership. I hope you guys can find it useful, find it entertaining, and there's more and more to come. Thank you once again, Dream, for those 5 gifted. Appreciate you. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, so the book. What's the book? What are we talking about? What book? What book are we talking about here? Let me know, Chris, in chat. What book are you referring to? Are you talking about 8-Bit Roast? Like 8-Bit Roast, my personal book, or are you talking about something else? All right, I'm gonna come back to your question. Let's go ahead and highlight the next one. All right, are you suffering from pokey pain? I am. It's something, man. The question, the I don't know how to explain it. All I know is that whenever I play Pokemon Pokopia, it's like I do nothing else. Time just flies. If you watch Dragon Ball, they have this time hyperbolic chamber they go into, and in there they can spend a couple of minutes for us, but for them it's like a year. I feel like I enter into a metabolic chamber with Pokemon Pokopia, and when I leave the trance of Pokemon Pokopia, it's been hours. So when to me, it's only been a couple of minutes. So there's something in there. There's something in there. There's something crazy. So, well, yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing. Okay. The King's Shadow. All right. Legend of the King's Shadow. Yeah, I'm still doing the I am still doing the video, the audio podcast for the Legend of the King's Shadow. If that was your question, Chris, the answer is yes. So what I'm doing is I'm currently recording it so that I can then schedule it. Since you guys voted to have it pre-recorded, so what I'm doing is actually having it pre-recorded, recording it, editing it down, making sure that it sounds good, and then I'm gonna go ahead and then upload it and then schedule it, and we'll do like a little event. We'll do an event for it, okay? But thank you so much for asking, Chris. Yeah, the Legend of the King's Shadow is still going on. I'm in the pre-recording process. I'm in production, so basically, instead of reading it live, I'm doing like a little mini production, so that when you guys hear the stories, it's brought to life for you, and they sound a lot better. Okay. All right. That is a great question. Let's see here. All right. We have another one from Hyde TJ. Shout out to Hyde TJ. Says DK Bonanza replaced Mario. Don't expect it to come this year or 2027 or anytime soon. I mean, you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong, because it sometimes is better to not have any expectation at all than to have one and be let down by it. So I get where you're coming from, right? Like, to me, I feel, and I could be wrong, but I feel like Nintendo might announce the 3D Mario this year in June, but it'll be for 2027, like Pokemon Gen 10. It'll be for 2027. So 2027 might be a big hitter for Nintendo Switch 2, right? Why do I think this? Well, Nintendo is still kind of transitioning from Switch 1 to Switch 2, and we still have some games for Switch 1 scheduled, like Rhythm Haven Groove. I think that the transition fully to Nintendo Switch 2 should be done by 2027. This is when Nintendo will no longer focus on Switch 1 to make games, and will completely focus on Switch 2 for their future games. This is why Pokemon Pocopia is not this year, it's next year. We're still transitioning. There's still more Switch players than Switch 2 players. And so Nintendo's waiting a bit for people to jump over, to buy their Switch 2. They're giving them time to jump on Nintendo Switch 2. And then they probably predict that by 2027, more players will be on Switch 2 than Switch 1. Who knows? We'll find out. But yeah, I can't say you're wrong, because who knows? Yeah, right. At the end, Nintendo is the one who decides, and it's better to have your expectations that can check rather than think about a year and that year coming and nothing happening. So yeah, I see where you're getting at. Thank you for your comment. Appreciate it. Boo Mini says, what Zelda game do you think we'll get this year? I personally think we'll get a top-down Zelda game. A top-down Zelda game like Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom. I think Nintendo's going to continue that trend. Actually, they did confirm that was still going to be coming. Games like that one are going to be continue to be made. And so I believe that it could be something like either a new game, because Echoes of Wisdom was brand new, or my money is on a remake, either of A Link to the Past or the Oracle games. That's where my money is at. Either A Link to the Past or the Oracle games. All right. Jan Mar, 2097. I feel like those years, Jan, I think you're already in 2097. I think like are you like raising a number every time? Do you think Nintendo is and indies will quit making Switch games and only do Switch 2 games? Nintendo, yes. By 2027, yes. Indies, no. Indies, I mean, let me tell you, I know of some indie developers who are still making games for Wii, even for Nintendo 3DS, even for Game Boy Advance, for Game Boy, for NES. The indie developers are still making games for those platforms, But overall, I mean, bigger indie developers, like Devolver and other companies, Way Forward, I think they'll stay on Nintendo Switch a little longer. So I don't see. I could probably see Nintendo Switch indies concentrating on Switch too, maybe in 2028, 2029. Um, and I'm talking about the general indie area, right? There will always be companies in the indie area that will jump over to Switch 2 just because their games require more power. And so now they have it, so they're going to do it. But overall, I don't see indies jumping anytime soon. Nintendo, my year is 2027 for Nintendo. Welcome back, having hope. Dream a little more with the 5 gift. Then this was earlier today. Thank you, Dream, for your support. I appreciate it. Let's see here. I'm gonna go over to see if I didn't miss anything else. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, guys, to recap. Nintendo released today the release date for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. It is on May 26th. I think it is 26th. May 26th. Later this month, we have Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Bella Bell Park edition. And so after Bella Bell Park, we have the Mario movie coming out April 1st. And then after the Mario movie, we have Tomodachi Life launching in the month of April. Then after April and May 27, Boom Mini said, May 27, we have the Yoshi game. So we have some things to look forward ahead. So right now, we just got Pokemon Pokopia. Everybody's addicted to it. Next up is Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which is coming in on pretty soon, the 26th. Then April 1st, the Mario movie. After April 1st, Mario movie. Then in April, we get Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream. Then the following month, we get Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. And then that leads us to the month of June, which is the following month in June. And June is where we can expect a Nintendo Direct and hear about what Nintendo has in store for the rest of the year. Don't be surprised if they are along the way. We have remakes, remasters pop up, Twitter drops, Nintendo Today app announcements, and so on. So sorry. May 21st, says Boom Mini, for Yoshi, right? Yoshi? May 21st. No worries. May 21st. So that's the recap. You know, we've had a great Mario Day. Also, we had an announcement for Lego announcing a Mario collaboration for 2027. That should also tell you something, right? Lego making a Mario collaboration for 2027, which is crazy. All right. That should also tell you. I speculated that is because the Mario movie is coming out the Mario game is coming out in 2027, and Nintendo, and they're just kind of releasing it in 2027 to ride the hype of the game. So when the Mario game gets announced this June, then trust me, that hype is gonna ride all the way to 2027, and it's gonna be fine. We'll find out later on. So far, we got some games and a movie to come to look forward to. And another major thing about 2027 is the Legend of Zelda live action movie. Something we haven't even spoke about. We're going to talk about more later on and in a future episode of Nintendo of Direct Live with Mike Odyssey. So there's a lot to look forward to, friends. I think we're doing well. Make sure to follow content creators that, yes, it's okay to share leaks and rumors and all that stuff, but make sure that they're sharing it responsibly. Okay. Not saying a Nintendo Direct just leaked when it didn't, or a game just leaked when it didn't. Don't fall for that phrasing, you know. And just make sure that to always keep your feet on the ground, keep your expectations in check, and enjoy what's in front of us. I think that's what's important. If you enjoy the upcoming games, that I think that every game just brings the next event closer. So next, enjoy Mario Wonder. Once you play Mario Wonder, you know that next there's another game coming up, and then another game coming up. And when you least expect it, we are now in direct season. And I think that's what we all should do as Nintendo fans. Set the right expectation and enjoy the road. My friends, just a little hint. We are only about 40 subscribers away from 57,000. Only about 40 subscribers away from 57,000 subscribers on the channel. We'll be talking about, we'll see if we can get there by tomorrow, but only 40 subscribers away. Maybe one of you watching the channel right now could push us over to 57,000 subscribers. I would love for you to join us. Hit that subscribe button and help us get to 57,000. We're just so close there. Once we get to 60,000, we have a Nintendo Switch 2 giveaway on the channel. But man, we're so close to 57,000 subscribers. Let me tell you the exact number here really quickly here. We're very close. We're very, very close. So if you are here and you have not subscribed yet, maybe you could be the one to push us over to 57,000 subscribers. I want to say thank you everyone for your support. Yep, we're about 40 subscribers away. 40 subscribers away from 57,000 subscribers on the channel. I want to thank everyone for being part of this episode of Direct News. It is Tuesday, Mario Day, March 10th, 2026. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I will be back here tomorrow for more Direct News at the same time from 5 p.m. to 5:15. We'll be here talking about the latest news and just discussion and analysis. So I hope you guys enjoy the show. I will see you guys in the next adventure here at the Odyssey. But before I let you go, never give up and journey on. Peace. And the balloons. The balloons. Take care, everybody.